There's a very kind librarian that showed me how to download books onto my Kindle iPad, and so I'm ripping through all kinds of books. And the other great thing is that you can place a book on hold and then download it when it becomes available on your iPad. The other great thing I like is I can download audiobooks, and I was just on a long road trip and was able to listen to my audiobook all for free. I love the public library. My grandson got his first library card here a couple of years ago. We took pictures, we had a ceremony. Jack got his library card when he was 6, and his signature is so cute on the back of his library card. He could barely write his name. And I'm not 6, and I use the library all the time. Libraries for everybody, all ages, young, old, in between.
Well, I write and produce animation for kids, and it's always interesting being around an atmosphere of adults and kids and children, and it gives me ideas and maybe at times even inspiration for gags and stories. So it's a great place to work.
Building crystal. From the chemistry section. Yeah, this is an experiment that.
In the 80s in England, said Annie, the English army was fighting in this place called the There, the soldiers called her the lady with the lamp because after the hospital lantern, she gave light and comfort and took care of wounds. She was so brave and amazing. She became famous everywhere. Later, she changed. The world was of nursing.
I don't have a computer at home and the internet too. I prefer come to the library and use the computer here.
How do I use the library? I come here to work. It's a quiet environment, quieter than coffee shops.
I always come and take like 10 books. And also he loves the science book, like anything about the insects or any of those types that he can learn about. He loves to touch the book and turn the pages. So because I usually use the audiobooks sometimes for the sleep times, and he takes the book and he turns the pages as he listens to the audios. They have a big pile of audiobooks that kids can listen and also see the pictures and turn the pages as they listening to the audio. And I think that this is a great help to learn alphabet and writing and reading for the younger kids.
I like this library because it's very exciting, and I get my nighttime books, and I like it a lot.
Well, I find the library useful. I'm an actor and a writer, and I find it useful in terms of quieting my mind and doing research on projects, and actually coming here to just write on projects. It's a great space of tranquility and safety, and always full of books and knowledge. I've always been a fan of libraries since I was a little kid, and I find libraries are the one place that you can come for free and sit and think and read books. And there is no other place like a library in the entire world. So I'm a huge advocate of libraries. People look for jobs at the library. They have Wi-Fi at the library. You can come here, you can plug in your phone or your computer, you can do a job search, you can look through reference materials, you can look at books, you can rent DVDs, you can, now I guess they have something called, you can download stuff from the library, which is really useful because you don't even have to leave your home, but I like to leave my home. And when I leave my home, any state that I'm in or any city I'm in, I actually will find the library usually before I find anything else. You never know what you're going to find in the library. I've found some of my greatest discoveries at libraries my whole life. Whenever I'm looking for a problem or looking at a problem or trying to find a solution, the library is always the first place I come. You know, you can meet people at the library too. So the librarians are great. I always ask them questions. I ask them, especially if I'm looking for a book that, like, on a topic that I don't know about, science or something, or mathematics. I can always ask them, and they'll always pull up the book. And I've always found librarians to be extremely helpful, extremely knowledgeable, and they always know more than I do. And I know quite a bit myself.
I come here with my Chinese teacher to learn Chinese.
Is it fun?
Yes, a lot.
We have patrons that use it in multiple ways. They may call us on the phone, they may come and visit us, they can get information online either through accessing our catalog and through our online resources. Many people call and ask for books, reserve books. They can ask general questions. I've been asked what the humidity in Palm Springs is, various phone numbers, and so we provide information that way as well. People come in for a respite. They come in to check out books, DVDs. They can, again, we talked about getting information, but there's books on CD, there's regular audio CDs, any of which they could check out. We have all sorts of reference information that's here. So we have people that come in to do a number of things. We also have e-books and e-audiobooks so that they can use them on their devices and their computers, and sometimes they need help getting that information, but once they're turned on to the whole e-media thing, they really enjoy it. So there's question and answers, so we cover a lot of ground. We do a broad number of programs as well. We present author talks, we have crafts, movies. We do a huge story time where we may have 80 people in the room, like we did this morning. So, and the kids sing and dance, and so it's all levels, from newborns up to octogenarians. I think we're here to stay, that's for sure.
I'm studying for the CPA exam.
And why do you come here?
Because it's easier to get stuff done than trying to study at home.
Thank you, Benjamin Franklin. The best free deal in America, maybe the only truly free deal, is the free library. Libre, free, also means books as well as free. And you can get movies, you can get music, you can get books, and you can get the truth. No selling involved.
They have a good selection of books.
We really like coming here to do homework after school. It's really close and convenient with parking, and we get to study where we're not interrupted with my son. We get to leave him at home and have quiet time to do homework, so it's really convenient.
I just find the library, all the LA Public Libraries, to be really convenient. Like, if there's a book that I want, I can order it. It's one of the few places that I can come and work, and it's quiet, and the internet's always working, and I like it a lot.
Can you stay over there?
Come on, yeah, you come and sit with me.
So what do you like? What do you like about the library?
This library is very convenient for us. We come here at least once a week to borrow some books. He loves to read books, and both Farsi and English books here. And yeah, we love it here. There are books in Farsi too. It's a Westwood, and I don't know if you know or not, they call it Tehrangeles. It's lots of Persians live around this area.
And they're very welcoming to Persians, huh?
Yes, they are. They are.
Could you say that?
Yeah, and here, with my experience, it's just they are very welcoming to the Persians, and it's not just only books; it's also Iranian movies, and yeah, it's a great facility for Iranian American or Persian community here. It's like kind of a cultural exchange here, just like American cultures and Iranian. Honestly, I think there's some other ethnicities here too, like Indians and European. I've seen different movies and foreign books here too.
I think Hispanics here.
Hispanics, oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a dentist. Yeah. Nice place to come here with my son and have a quality time with him, and especially once he read for me, I love it. Yeah.
My name is Sam, and I like the library books here, and my last name is Salimpour.
The view is really pretty out there. That's why I sat on this side. And it's just, everyone's here just reading or chilling, and so it's a nice vibe.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I find this library to be a great library. It's a great space. You have the beautiful cemetery across the way here. And yes, lots of big Hollywood legends. Yes, Billy Wilder. In fact, I think lots of people from the cast of Some Like It Hot. The director, Billy Wilder, Marilyn Monroe, Jack Lemmon. Yeah, I bring my laptop here and work here for many hours. Almost every day I'm here.
Why here? Why not somewhere else?
It's just quiet, and I like the space. The lighting is nice, and yeah, you know, it's a good place to hang out.
What do you do for a living?
I'm actually a film producer. I do a lot of research here for projects I'm working on. You know, and the computer systems are great, and they have a lot of different directories regarding different subject matters, so it's definitely a good place to do research. They have a good selection of books here, and the librarians are helpful, reference librarians, and there's a lot of good databases here that you can't access from home.
This is a great opportunity for our kids to come and use the books, and also the area to stay here to do their homeworks, and such a great place. I mean, that's my favorite place.
I think libraries are useful in a number of different ways. The way our family uses it is that my son Ethan, who just did a little tape for you, he has activities over here on the east side of the 405, and we live on the west side. So it's a good place for us as a family to come over. And Ethan does his homework, and I do some of my work at the same time. So it creates a good family activity for us. I think it's a good resource for things that you might not otherwise come to your attention. And being a little bit of an older person, being 58, I really think that it's important that we have communal spaces that are not driven by electronic devices, even though we own a company that builds technology. And there's something I like about physical books, and also atmosphere. I think atmosphere is very important, and I think it creates a good delineation between, serious pursuits like reading and so on, and sort of other ones. One of the things that we find a little problematic in our family is that we do a lot of reading on electronic devices, and I think that sometimes it's not easy for our children to understand when we're reading and when we're doing other things on electronic devices. And so I think having an environment where people read physical books as opposed to reading on electronic devices creates a certain kind of good atmosphere and seriousness, and also shows Ethan that we really read books. And I think that's an important message for our children, even though you can read books electronically. So I'm a big fan of holding a book and reading a book. Not that libraries are limited to that, but I think it creates a good good messaging. I think the library really creates a really good atmosphere for us to be in a place as a family. Ethan reads, sometimes I read, sometimes I work, but I think it creates a, if I was more religious, I would say a sacred space for intellectual pursuit. We're always on the run, and we're very electronically and digitally driven, so I think it's good to have a physical space, a tangible space. When we come to the library, it's a really good family time, and some of it is just being together while we're doing things that we need to do. Sometimes Ethan does his homework, sometimes I'll work on my laptop, but it's also a time when we can, explore the stacks together and find a good book for bedtime reading. Also, when Ethan needs help on his homework, we're able to kind of spend that time, helping him, because we're, not on the run, not on to the next thing, but we're in sort of a designated space at a designated time. So so I find the library a really good family place, partially to be together and partially to do together. I kind of think that the library is sort of this sacred space that in the 21st century creates a quiet place, a place where your cell phone isn't ringing and you're not talking on your cell phone, or your child isn't running off to, to their next video game or their next chat. So I think the structure of the library, even though it has, internet being somewhat more disconnected and not being involved in conversation and other distractions, I think it makes for a very important family time. And one of the interesting things that we've learned is that family meal is supposed to be a very, very important family time. And I think the library perhaps is even better than that.
Before my day job, I actually come to the library to clear my mind, do some writing. I have my notebook here, and I use it to sort of ground myself before I go to work. The library is a hodgepodge of wonderful people. I see people from all the way from 3 years old to probably, I've seen like 90-year-olds here. And it just shows you how important libraries are to society and to our culture. And also see all races here, all different backgrounds, people with money, people without money. And I think libraries are such a great communal place for people. And
I like that you can choose books that you like, or choose something in the series that you're like to read. I like Harry Potter. It's getting very interesting. It's a good place to look for books that you like in the series or want to see about new books. And that's what I'm talking about.
They have language programs downstairs. They also have games, really nice activities for the kids as well too. Even the little toddlers, they do have story time for the toddlers.
It's better to use their printers that are always working than try and have a printer at home that, they're all tricky and weird most of the time. Library printers are wonderful. They're almost always working, whereas the home printers are tricky, cantankerous. It's a great place to read magazines, and they have different magazines, so you like, one thing I like are some of the cooking magazines. Just look through them and read, different little tips on cooking and recipes. And the fashion magazines, it's nice to look at that stuff. And Smithsonian, I read Smithsonian almost every issue that comes out. It's a wonderful service, especially for old people. it has parking, but I don't want to use I try not to use my car. I also see a lot of people that seem to be preparing for the big exams, you know, SATs, law school, nursing school exams. They've got, you know, exam prep books.